R8 drafters, all the serious content creators have their draft guides, their pre-release guides, their primers out now, and I've got mine out as well, I suppose, but I'm really here for more casual content. And yes, okay, draft is often quite spiky and things like that, but actually I think more often than not it's quite a casual affair. And you know, there's a lot of fun to be had at draft. A lot of pods will have a good bit of banter between rounds and things like that, and during the draft, and I kind of want to try and capture that. So I've been putting together for a few sets now these achievement lists, a bit like your PlayStation trophies or your Xbox achievements, and just saying if you get this thing or you do this thing in the draft, then you get this achievement. And it's just a very unofficial thing, obviously. I've got nothing to do with Wizards, but I thought it was a fun way to do it. And actually I've seen some people saying that want this a little bit on Arena recently as well, so I want to keep going. I really like this content, even though it doesn't always get the views, and I'm just going to keep making it because I quite like it. And I'm going to start off with the only uncommon here. So it's the only thing which isn't just a rare, and I think that's unusual in these. Often there's been a few commons and uncommons you can do the thing with. But this set is not. A lot of spice seems to be coming in the rares and mythics, so take of that what you will. But we've got Courier's Briefcase here with Fixing Friend, and it's got some cool abilities. It makes a 1/1 for 2, and you can use it as a treasure. But it's really that last mode that we want, the pay 5 mana of different colours, tap it, sacrifice it, and draw 3 cards that we want to activate. It's definitely activatable. We know this from Cal's time when you had that thing which cared about the snow mana and things like that. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but we know this is definitely doable. There's a lot of fixing this set, I think. There's a lot of common. I've been watching the pre-release, and you know, there's a lot of very greedy decks there. Maybe more in sealed than there is in draft. We'll have to wait and see. But it's doable. But it's still going to be cool when you do it. It's not going to happen every draft. It's not going to happen every time you play it. But it will happen quite a lot, and that's why it's on this end of the scale. As we go through, I think it generally goes with how difficult things go. How difficult things are to pull off as we go along, be that because it's quite a difficult thing to do or because of the card rarity, but this is probably the easiest one, but definitely still worth a mention. Next up, we've got the first of something of a trilogy of the Alliance mechanics. So Alliance mechanic cares about creatures on the battlefield. It's a lot of tokens, and the first one here we've got Alliance Tron. You got Godlike Greeters here, so this cares about and it's creatures on the battlefield. You got 3 different modes you can choose as long as you haven't chosen one already this turn. So if you get 3 other creatures that are in the battlefield, you get to choose each one, and then you get the 4th one and nothing happens. So again, fairly easy. This is a rare. It's quite a good rare actually. It seems quite good. The modes are all good, and the modal aspect of it is good as well. But yeah, the modes are all quite good, and as the idea is you just need to get all 3 going off in one turn. So choose one of each in the same turn, and that's it done. And I think that's, you know, easy enough done, but it's not going to happen every time. You need to have this around on the battlefield, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to do. But when you do it, it's going to be quite cool. I think getting 3 creatures that are in the battlefield will take a little bit of work in Cabaret in the same turn, or in any deck, but Cabaret is going to probably be the easiest one for it to happen in. I think getting 2 to come in a single turn is going to be relatively easy. There's a few cards which do that intrinsically. Cabaret Charm. You've got the legendary uncommon Rocco, I think his name is, where it shoots a creature out. So there's lots of ways to get 2 creatures in, but a lot fewer ways to get 3 creatures in. Although it's definitely going to be doable, but you gotta have to do that while this is out in play. The next one in the Cabaret trilogy is Jetmir. So Jetmir himself is the party animal, and he cares about having 9 creatures out. Now, let's be honest, if you're going to have 7 creatures out with Jetmir, so Jetmir would be the 8th, then you've probably won already, but you want to get that 8th out, so he's number 9, and then you get all 9 out, and you get all your creatures, get Vigilance, Tremble, and Double Strike. It'll be doable. People will do this. I think it's definitely possible, and it definitely happens. And I think with things like Cabaret Charm, where you can get 2 creatures in some speed, you can be able to catch some people out with a sneaky double strike. But you know, I think it's going to be a little bit more win more, but that's what we're here for. Like, the achievement list is always something where there's always going to be a few which are a bit win more, and that's fine because it's going to be cool when it does. It'll end up on the Channel Fireball MTG top 5, and I always really enjoy watching those videos. I like seeing the really spicy stuff happening, and I can't wait to see this happening there. The final part of the trilogy uses Devilish Vandal. So this is, I call it Broken Tokens because I kind of like the rhyming type of thing that's going on here. But Devilish Vandal, and what you want is a 20 power Devilish Vandal hitting your opponent in the face. Now you can do that either by playing, so you can play a load of creatures. So you go from 1 to 2 with 1, then 4, then 8, then 16, then 32. So 5 creatures with this out, and that's good enough already. I think that's quite, that would be really, really spicy, but I will allow you to cheat a little bit and pump its power up already. So if you get a couple of counters on it, it's going to go from 3 to 6 to 9 to 18 to 36. Yes, that works. That's no, from 3 to 6 to 12 to 24. So you only need 3 creatures that are in the battlefield in that way. I can math, honest. But yeah, so you've got the Devilish Vandal here. Sorry, Devilish Valet, not Vandal. Valet, whatever you're going to call it, Valet. And you just want to get a 20 power, hit the opponent in the face, and that's it done. I think that's really cool. I think it's a really cool card to do. It might be more easy to do in Constructed, but we're here for Limited, and I think it'll be even more spicy if you manage to do it in Limited. Moving away from the Cabaretti, we've got even a spicier one than all 3 of those put together, I think. And this is going maximum on Obscura. So you have Charm and Seer, and you've got a really nice synergy here. So Obscura Charm allows you to bring a multicolored permanent with converted mana cost. How old am I? With mana value 3 or less back from your graveyard to the battlefield. And I think the best thing you can do this with is the lead of Obscura, Rafine. So Rafine, 3 mana, white, blue, black. For the leader of Obscura, and of course these go together, and when you look at this, they just work. Mwah, lovely. And I think it's going to be relatively easy to do. You're going to have Rafine, and if you get Rafine quite early, you're probably going to pick up an Obscura Charm at some point through the draft. So, you know, this will happen. This will happen quite a lot. But you got to have the Rafine in the graveyard. You got to have both these cards, even though you likely to draft the Charm if you already have the Rafine. Rafine is mythic though, so I think, you know, it's going to take a little bit of work, but when it works, it's going to be great. And I think that just puts it up maybe a little tick on the list here, just because the flavour is fantastic. Going on to another mythic here with just a casual ultimate. You play the Planeswalker, you get an ultimate. But to do that, you're going to need to have a 7-power creature in play that you're going to sacrifice to it. Now, this could be a 7-power creature that you've already attacked with. So you attack with it, it's tapped. You can then sacrifice it and then get the benefit from it. And, you know, just getting the ultimate off is going to be really cool. Yes, okay, it's draw 7 cards, lose 7 life. But you can make the opponent draw 7 cards and lose 7 life. And if you manage to do that, in fact, even better, if you manage to do the casual ultimate with sacrificing a 7-power creature, targeting your opponent, making them lose by milling out and losing 7 life, then yeah, okay, you have my subscribe if you're a content creator. Easy, 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 easy. In fact, I'll even subscribe to your Patreon if you are a content creator and you manage to show me that on one of your videos. Done. I am yours forever. But you know, I think the idea behind this, and again, maybe it's a little bit constructed fantasy dreamland type thing, and even more Magical Christmas Land Unlimited, but I think it's the idea from this card. You look at this card, I want to get something which has got a huge power that you're going to sacrifice as you cast this to get a huge copy of Obnixilis and use the ultimate, and it's going to be really, really spicy. I think that's going to be great. I mean, it's going to be a fantastic card anyway. Cast this turn 3 with a 1-power creature out, sack the 1-power creature, and you can make a 1 loyalty Obnixilis to take up. Oh, it's great, but if you do something with 7-power, it's going to be even better. And finally, we've got very much a win more card. I realise this. So Halo Fountain, I think, is quite a cool card, but it's got the last ability, which is white, tap, untap 10, untap 10 tapped creatures you control, win the game. Now, how are you going to get 10 creatures that are tapped and not have already won? I do not know, but it might happen. There's ways to do it, I suppose. But it's going to be quite difficult. You know, either you're swinging out and then they're going to chump block some stuff and you go down on creatures, or you swing out and you just win, or something like that. But I want to see this happen, and this is why it's the top bill of this list. You know, it's difficult to do. It's really spicy when it happens, and it's going to be really, really impressive. And very few people will probably actually pull this off, because although I think the card's quite good already, you'll win before this happens, or you'll lose before this happens. And I think that's just part of the format, and that's just part of the way it is. But that's what makes it even better. Anyway, if you've liked that, feel free to tweet anything you get along to @PLDMTG. If you can think of any other good, nice, casual, limited content that we can do, because I like limited Magic, I like casual limited Magic, I like having a bit of a laugh with my friends, but most limited Magic content is quite serious, it's quite spiky, and I'd like to hear some ideas of casual limited stuff that you can do, because it's a good fun format. It's you know, not as spiky as it might make out. But yeah, if you manage to do that, send us a tweet to @PLD_MTG with any of these that you manage to do, whether it's in paper or on Arena. And of course, if you haven't already, a subscribe is always appreciated. Thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.